Hola, bonjour. I am starting an Indiegogo campaign to fund my underfunded foreign language program. I am a middle school French and Spanish teacher. I teach grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. I teach an exploratory program for French students 1 year, 5th and 6th grade, and then I switched to Spanish. I require a lot of materials to keep my students engaged and interested and stimulated by learning about other cultures besides the American culture. I have also been a travel writer. I've written about backpacking and hostel experiences in my previous avocation. I became a teacher later in life, and I've been teaching for about 6 years. I've taught grades 3 through 5 and in an exploratory setting as well, but not quite as intense as the one I do now. Basically, I do the job of 2 teachers. I do French and Spanish. I never have a moment to collect myself, so summer is when I get to think about how I want to proceed for the next year. And for the next year, I'd like to have a lot more opportunity to use technology in the classroom and bring other types of materials to my students, like guest speakers from who are in the area. I would also like to have field trips for my students and bring them to places like Boston, to the museum, or to a real French restaurant where they can order in French. For my Spanish students, I would love to even take them to Spain. I don't think Spanish students get enough exposure to Spanish culture. I think that they tend to think about Mexico only, which is fine, but they really need to know about where the language came from and why we use ustedes in Latin American Spanish and vosotros in Spanish spoken in Spain. Those are the things that I think are really important. I feel like a good cultural experience for both of my language classes would be culminating in 8th grade with trips maybe in the summer. So I'm asking people to really consider how important it is to expand foreign language. It's getting cut from every budget. Unfortunately, I am not experiencing that, but I only have a limited number of funds to spend for each of my classes. I have $300 for French and $300 for Spanish, and that includes classroom supplies that I need just to function every day. Erasers, construction paper, all those things add up. Organizing materials. So it doesn't leave me a lot of room to fund for fun things and things that really would help them understand their content that they're learning, and things that would expand it outside of the classroom. I only have 42 minutes, so anything that they can do out of the classroom really helps them foster a love of language learning. So that's why I'm imploring you to open your wallets, as that we would say, and help us out. Help our little foreign language program expand, and maybe we can inspire students to become advocates for learning a language at an early age. I'd love to even expand the program to kindergarten for French. We have one in place for Spanish, but it's not nearly enough time. We often are limited in the student schedules to only teach 20 minutes every other day or once a week, and that's not anything to sustain a lifelong journey in language. That's really just a time filler as far as I'm concerned. So I'd really like to see something more in place akin to the European system of the European approach to foreign language learning. It starts at very early ages, and it's extremely